There are growing concerns nationwide over the potential for voter fraud during November's general elections, and many candidates fear a slew of reporting errors in Maryland's primaries this month may be an indication of things to come. Here's One America's Stefan Klienhenz.
I'm joined again by Tim Fazenbaker, running for the 2nd District in Maryland. Tim, thanks for coming back on. Interesting circumstances. Last time we spoke, it was the day before your primary. It's been about 8 days since people went out and voted, and we still don't know the results. Tell me what's going on.
So what's going on is not all the votes have been counted in Maryland. And what we're seeing is there's a lot of potential for fraud across the state. And we're afraid that this is going to continue into the national general election in November. So 60% of the votes are counted, and it's been over a week. And there have been lots of irregularities, to say the least, about what's been going on. Many people are concerned that their ballots aren't being counted and that their vote is being washed away by potential fraud or ineptitude.
And it seems that Maryland isn't the first state that we've seen issues with voting in the primaries. And Governor Hogan has said that because of the coronavirus, mail-in ballots are going to be important for the general election. And obviously, we've seen this divide. You spoke with some people on Election Day who went to the polls, were ready to vote, and they weren't able to. What happened?
Yeah, we were seeing both sides. Democrats and Republicans were coming up and saying, hey, this is not right. What we're doing is we showed up to vote, and we were told that our vote was already cast by mail, and we didn't vote. So that brings up two scenarios. One, the person voted, and they're coming in a second time to vote, which could happen. Or secondly, someone voted for them, and now they're coming in to vote, and their vote is washed away. So they have to cast a provisional ballot or a provisional vote, and it might not be counted.
What ways is the state of Maryland using the pandemic to perhaps push mail-in voting, or even as far as counting the results, not letting some of the candidates look at the actual process?
As we try to watch as the ballots come in, we're not allowed to be in the room, which is different. You've always been able to sit there and watch people count those ballots. Now we're being told we can watch through Zoom or WebEx, something along those lines, and we're not allowed to enter that room. We don't know actually what's going on with the vote. We see a person put a vote in a pile. We don't actually see what's on that piece of paper. And then secondly, we've actually seen a person fall asleep while they're counting the ballots. So there's all kinds of opportunities here for things to go wrong.
Tell me about this city council member who was looking at some of the results, had about 40 votes, which was shocking to him, considering there should be about a couple thousand for him. What's his scenario? What's his story?
So the incumbent is Democrat councilman for the city, which happens to overlay into my congressional district. He received 38 votes, and right away we knew something was wrong. Now, ideologically, the guy is completely different than me, but I support the fact that we need transparency. He got 38 votes when he should have had thousands, and it raised a red flag. And then what we uncovered was the people who put the ballots together actually made an error with the ballot. So they said, well, they're going to take those 6,000 ballots and they're going to determine what the intent was on those votes. That could go any type of way. So what we're asking is we need to have a revote in order to be fair. You cannot actually determine the intent of these votes and these types of ballots. It's just wrong.
Tim Fazenbaker, running for Congress in Maryland and struggling to find the results from his race. Tim, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.